Hey, how's it going, guys? CEO Will, man. We're back with another video. In today's video, we are going to be reacting baby mama culture. Apparently, there's some beef going on the internet in reference to this, man. So, we're gonna see what's going on. My boy Anton Daniels. I like his videos, man. I'm gonna start reacting to majority of his videos, man. Cause I don't know how he finds the sauce, but he ends up finding the sauce. All right, man. So without further ado, let's get this bad boy started. What it is, what it ain't.
That go back and forth is like y'all love issue with the whole baby mama culture and these conversations that go back and forth is like y'all love to get on the internet and spew straight bull. Y'all love to promote a situation that you're actively in and you actively hate. You love to promote that so other people can participate in the misery with you, because misery loves company. I hate that for y'all. Y'all's favorite line is, well, a ring doesn't guarantee that a man will stay. No, Sherlock. This seatbelt doesn't guarantee that I'm going to survive the impact of a crash, but I got this phone, right? Why? Because it increases my opportunities to stay alive. So we do it. The same thing goes for a ring. If a man is going to go as far as to commit to you, 9 times out of 10, your chances of being a wife before you bear a man's child, you just have better chances of success. The probability of having a successful relationship is significantly increased if he has gone out his way to make that commitment before God and give you a ring and marry you before you bear his kid.
Wait a minute. You telling me that it's a woman out here that gets it? You telling me that it is a woman that is not going to continue to promote the
And that's not call her a pick me or anything like that. It's like I don't understand that. A woman that agrees with men is I guess now is labeled as a pick me. Stop that. Maybe she got a daddy, like maybe her daddy put her on game, maybe her brothers put her on game. Maybe she just has wisdom. So you might not have wisdom. You might be getting bad game from bad women who are hurt, who are trash, who nobody won't marry.
degenerate culture that I call toxic, because masculinity isn't toxic. Baby mama culture is toxic. And the people that participated, men and women that participate in baby mama culture, are toxic. And you're saying that you should marry before you carry? Wow, we finally found a person, a woman.
We finally found someone who read the Bible. Come on now. Marriage before sex. Although everybody doesn't follow it, it is what it is, but
Specifically, that is logical enough to actually think straight and for herself and make an informed decision to say that you have a greater probability when you marry before you carry. Let me throw a little bit of extra on there for you just to make sure that we get the point. When you marry before you carry, when a guy decides that he wants to give you his last name, and when you vet effectively for a person that actually has good character and is not a continuous serial baby mama maker, then you'll probably have a greater level of success. And if you commit to doing a great thing and the right thing inside of the relationship, chances are you're probably going to create a better environment for the children to be raised in, because the data and the statistics say that people that are raised in a two-parent married household, not co-parenting, not in a relationship, but married household, has a greater success rate, greater opportunity to go to college, less debt, not going to go to jail, not going to need therapy, not trauma bonding, and not a part of the alphabet community in which they then become a part of the Democrat plantation,
my dog labeled them as the alphabet community. Don't get canceled out here, but I feel you.
pretending for diversity, equity, and inclusion. You're telling me that there is a woman that absolutely gets it and is holding people accountable for the actions that they take part in and participate in. And because they don't let somebody skeet in them without a rubber, because I know that
I don't know if you can say that on YouTube. Can you say that on YouTube? Skeet? I don't know.
condoms are obsolete in this day and age and the technology and the sector of AI, that you then have a greater chance of being successful, and you don't have to go out here and trauma bond and pretend like it's everybody else's fault and the system is set up to fail you, and that you're not going to use teachers as over glorified babysitters, but you'll actually be able to participate in your children's life if you decide to have children, or if you didn't prioritize going out and being in the streets above the fact that you don't actually need the government to give you assistance and pay for food stamps. But
All right, he's saying this a little bit too fast, but ultimately what he's basically saying is, in a nutshell, you're contradicting yourself if you believe the opposite of what he's saying, which I 1000% agree with him. So let's argue in the comment section on that.
you to survive and then complain that the cost of living is too high. So you're telling me that it doesn't have to be self-inflicted wounds, and that you can live a good life and you can make smarter decisions instead of continuing this doom loop, or hear me out here, passing along generational curses and doing the same thing that your mama did before you, and so you can make the change.
Damn.
And her seatbelt analogy was absolutely awesome.
Clutch.
The seatbelt does not guarantee that you will not get into an accident or you won't crash, but you have a greater probability of surviving if you put one on.
God
right?
damn.
I mean, you can apply that to not just baby mama culture as far as getting married. You can also apply that to putting on a rubber. You can also apply that to not even participating at all and deciding that you don't want to get into a car. Right? You can decide not to participate in sex before you get married. I know that that's a
Hello,
novel
Bible.
concept, and people keep trying to tell me Anton is different now. No, it's no different. It is the same way today as it always has been, and you're not going to remix it to try to make it seem like it's something other than exactly what it is. And so if you want to participate in this degenerate culture, then guess what? You're going to have to be responsible and accountable and stop blaming everybody else for your problems. This woman is cooking, and I want to hear the rest of what she got to say.
It's just facts. That is a fact. And look, I get it. We all make bad choices in life. We all make decisions that we later live to regret. But like, let's call a spade a spade. Like, nobody that was a baby mama wanted to be a baby mama. If you are a baby mama, ideally it was probably by mistake. You might have wanted a kid, but you probably would have preferred for that same man that you had a baby by to ask you to marry him and be his wife. Am I wrong? My personal friends that are baby mothers, not a single one of them would promote that to the next woman. They all would say, do not do it. Learn from my mistakes. This is not a position you want to be in. They all speak against baby mama culture. So whenever I see other baby mothers, people that I know are not in good situations with their baby daddies or, vice versa.
It just sounds ghetto. It sounds degenerate.
It ain't just ghetto, bro. It's in all cultures. Chill out. White, Hispanic. Well, ghetto has nothing to do with the race, so let me take that back. I take that back. Ghetto is just a word I associate it with race. So it is ghetto. My bad. My trauma came out.
Sounds bad to even say baby mama culture. Why would you push this? Why would you advocate for it? Why would you promote it? Why would you even participate in it? I say this to guys that wind up getting in a situation where they owe child support for a woman that they never married to, right? And I often at times say, because, we have conversations about whether or not people should get married or whether or not people should not get married and why we promote marriage or if marriage culture is good and all of this stuff, right? But we never have conversations about people that decide to have children before they get married. You are going to be impacted much more from the person that you have children with than the person that you get married to, because you're going to be tied to that person for the rest of your life. Whereas you can always go through, even if the divorce is bitter, it's a one-time thing, you can keep it moving. You tied to that person for the rest, not even just for 18 years, for the rest of your life. So when I then hold guys accountable while at the same time advocating for change of family court laws, when I hold guys accountable, I say, we got all of this knowledge and information. Why would you go down that path? And it should be similar for women, right? You got all of this insight and information, and you got a whirlwind. I mean, you even got ChatGPT and Gemini and Claude and all of this stuff, and you still getting yourself in a situation that you shouldn't be in the first place.
I see those same people get on the internet and try to downplay their situation, not even downplay their situation, but just like downplay that culture in general. Immediately I just think like, this bitch is miserable. Like, she's so miserable. She gets comfort in seeing someone else suffer the way she suffers. And that's just like,
why? What is that? Let's talk about it. What is that? all that, what she just mentioned, is that like is that an automatic response in the feminine community, in the female community? I don't know. I'm a guy. What is that? How does that curate within you so that you feel like you want to do it every day for the next 18 years of your life? I don't know. It's crazy to me.
So ugly, and it's just like, y'all need to cope. Y'all need to find better coping mechanisms, because this is actually like insane for y'all to keep. It's insane to promote a scenario that you actively don't want to be in. You're a baby mama, you don't like the situation with you and your baby daddy, but you're gonna go tell the next woman, yeah, no, it's not that bad, blah, blah, blah. And you're trying to excuse it and I guess make yourself feel better by saying, well, a ring doesn't guarantee, blah, blah, blah. Like,
because you're lame. You're lame. She's lame. That's it.
nothing in life is guaranteed. Like I said, wearing a seatbelt does not guarantee that you're gonna make it home safely, but it does increase your opportunity. So stop spreading that bullshit to younger women and spreading your misery. And lastly,
well, it's not always misery, right? Because they're and they might touch up on this, and she might say it. I don't know, but it's not always misery. Some people are legit in bad situations. You know what I'm saying? Where you might be young, you might be naive, you might have got tricked, you might have thought he was, Romeo. He might have thought that she was, God's gift to earth, and then boom, they started having soul ties, entanglement, sex before marriage, right? Without protection, and boom, now an entirely new person comes out. So it's not always misery. It's always, sometimes it's advice just based off of like, hey man, let's just make sure, which is essentially what he was already hinting on. Like, hey, just make sure, get married, go, take the right approach first. Keep your legs close, keep your thing in your pants, and you should be okay until, further notice. The worst that could happen if you take that route is you find out that this is a terrible person, but at least you didn't give nothing up or out. So
I want y'all to stop making it seem like getting married is more of a commitment than producing a whole human life with some.
Did I just not say that? Did I literally not just say that?
yeah, you said it.
I literally just used that as an example to illustrate a point.
Yeah, no, one is significantly greater than the other. So if you can have a baby, you can get married to someone. Like, please stop that.
Shout out to her. Shout out to her. Definitely gonna link back to her inside of the description of the video. We got to stop promoting degenerate culture. You can do whatever you want to do, but when you start to insert kids into it that didn't ask to be here, then that takes it to a whole nother level. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. T. Genley, 40% off your first order.
All right, man. So what you guys think, man? Let me know in the comment section, man. I agree with her. I'm pretty sure a lot of people's going to be, oh, she's a pick me. She's only doing that to get male attention, get male clicks. Who cares? Y'all wasn't saying anything when Nicki Minaj or these rap artists was talking about, finessing guys. Y'all was promoting them, make sure they get platinum records and stuff like that. So let's promote this. This is positive. This is actually giving a different perspective from the women, from a woman. So that's all I got, man. Whatever you guys think about it, man. I hate that this is even a conversation. This is not a conversation in the Asian community. It's not a conversation in the white community. It's not a conversation in the Indian communities, protected communities, but it's a huge conversation in our community. It's entertainment. And you're not going to like that, and it is what it is, but that's my truth. If you don't like it, drop a comment below. Like, comment, subscribe.